So next we need toadstones. So we're probably going to head west towards the bog to try and pick those up. Natural 20s. Dude, I've been playing LOTRO since pre-Riders of Rohan, and I just wanted to say that still seeing people creating content, posting raid guides or class builds, it warms my heart. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. Thank you very much. To be honest, from my perspective, I think there's a lot more people doing LOTRO content than there was when I started. Back when I started doing the Let's Play, I don't know how long it's been actually. I probably should check that because I've got a sneaking suspicion it could be, if not already past the 10-year point, probably quite close. But when I started, there were only a couple of people, and I'm sure I might have said this in a recent stream, that there's maybe a couple of other people that were doing it, at least on YouTube. So the ones that spring to mind are Andang, who's still going. He's doing a lot of stuff these days. He's quite well known. And a guy called Kazkaval, and I'm not sure if he's still doing content. And then there was me doing my stuff. But these days, there's a lot more people that are doing it on YouTube. The community that does a lot of the cosmetic guides, and there's loads of websites that do cosmetics. Although I think one of the more notable ones I think shut down end of last year, perhaps. And obviously there's quite a few people on Twitch, and ever since Standing Stone kind of embraced some of the Twitch streamers, they kind of like get them to stream on the main channel for the game. So I think there's certainly more people doing content these days than there used to be. Maybe not as much as other games, but there's certainly people out there. I should probably do an obligatory shout out for Geekbite, aka Gaz, who's a good mate of mine. He plays LOTRO quite a lot, mainly on Twitch, but he uploads his stuff afterwards as well on YouTube. Since we play a bit of D&D and other games together on and off stream, so I'm running around killing everything. Oh, it's toads that I need, but I'm not finding any toads. I mean, slugs. If I see slugs, it's always worth killing slugs in the Rushock Bog for the slug killing deed. I think there should be at least one toad on the big hill over here. No? Bog toad. There we go. So I'm falling way behind in the chat. So natural 20s, the heart system's a little weird. Talking about Guild Wars, yeah. So if you're not used to it, it's a bit strange how the quests get given out. I mean, you still have like an NPC quest giver, but rather than having to talk to them, you kind of get credit for doing quests in their general vicinity. And there's usually various ways that you can contribute. So it isn't just a case of go here, kill 10 rats. You could, kill 10 rats or speak to some people or do something else. There's usually like 3 or 4 different options you can use to progress your participation for certain quest givers. Go away, gnats. But it does mean that you can kind of choose what you do. So if you prefer doing combat rather than social stuff, you can do that. Or if you hate certain things, you can do something else. There's always something you can do that you can kind of enjoy rather than being forced to do quests that you don't like that style of quest. I think we should probably go south, see if we find some more toads. Shohan, did you ever have a Let's Play with a Stout Axe character by any chance? Would be interested to see how you build that character. I've kept my Mordor title on my Stout Axe. No, I haven't actually done a Stout Axe character. I'll be honest, I mean, I haven't looked into it in great detail. But as far as I'm concerned, it's basically just another dwarf. Similar to kind of the high elf. In the grand scheme of things, isn't that functionally different to a normal elf. I appreciate there might be some distinctions that I'm not aware of, like high elves get some unique sounds and animations that elves don't. As we've seen recently with Aurine when we did Ered Luin. There's another one. But yeah, I haven't rolled a Stout Axe at all yet. I don't actually have one in my roster, so I can't really tell you too much about that, unfortunately. Maybe I will roll up one at some point, just using one of the future regions. That will mean levelling one though, since I can't just roll a level 1 character, since this is the last starter region that we never covered originally in the game. Keepy, you have to find a cart to the north, you think? Yeah, the spider ones should be up to the north of where I was previously. Natural 20, what server are you playing on? I'm playing on Lorelin, which is one of the European servers. It is the one that tends to be a bit more roleplay focused, so you tend to get quite a lot of events going on, people doing various lore-related activities. Don't tend to see loads of people actually role-playing in-game as much these days, because it's kind of, ever since the last round of server merges, there's kind of a load of people that came here from previous servers, myself included. What was the server I used to be on? I can't remember. Keepy, if you're in chat, can you remember what our old server used to be called? Snowborn, wasn't it? I'm sure it's Snowborn. That's a slug. I'll kill the slug. I've got the toads actually. I can leave the bog now. Snowborn was the old server, yeah. I thought so. So Snowborn, of course, is a Rohirrim settlement, which is in the East Rohan region. Although obviously when we joined our server originally, that didn't exist in game, because Rohan got added much later. So I think we're going back to Overhill then, and hand in those bits and pieces. So a little bit of riding now. Yeah, so Shohan's already answered what server. They have a really cool Discord group as well. I didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise me. I'm sure there are quite a few LOTRO Discord community groups, whether it's going to be role-playing or raiding or whatever else. Lost Shire Hobbit, episode 201, I'm guessing that's where you're currently watching. And it was Rohan and then Trolls in Isengard were mentioned, and one of the group got higher up in their human form. Okay, so you're talking about the chicken run. Yeah, so one of our little silly episodes, but you can go a lot further afield as a chicken these days, and I'm sure they've added more quests, but I'm not necessarily sure what they are. I know people have tried doing chicken runs where they get down to like Gondor, or taking the chicken all the way to Mordor, or God knows where these days. Keepy, looking back at your first vid in this series, Let's Play LOTRO number 1, it was 16th of May 2013. Okay, so I haven't missed the 10th anniversary, that's good. At the same time, it is very much a casual stroll to Mordor if in 8.5 kind of years. I'm essentially not even in Rohan, and should be long past that point at this time if I didn't take a break in the game. Turn this in then.
Day,
so toadstones, such a terrible trouble to get them. Salve would be easier to make if not for the hunting, eh?
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
I've got the salve ready for you, my dear, whenever you're ready for it. But remember, it will only last a few minutes before it wears off, so you'd best hurry back and find a hive for Farmer Proudfoot. I expect you will find beehives in the woods southeast of Tuckborough. Find a big one for Polo and take it to him at his meadow nearby. If you're carrying a delicate beehive around, you may not be able to fight off any bears or such that may be drawn to the hive, so tread carefully. Is this going to instantly put me on a timer? It is. Bugger. Right. Let's put that as quest guide focus. We need to go south. And we need to do that immediately before our 15-minute timer runs out. So natural 20, talking about Guild Wars again. So quests essentially auto pop up. You have a heart to fill gold, to gold, and killing stuff, activating certain things, etc. Yeah. So as I said, you can do various things to complete the quest rather than particular objectives, which is nice. Shohan, Haha, a female stout axe dwarf would be fun if you ever want to do it one day. I will be sure to keep that in mind. I think I've only got one dwarf in my roster, which is the dwarf formerly known as Carmel. He got renamed at some point in the server merge. He was the one character whose name I couldn't keep, which may or may not be because it is very close to the name of the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur. I think I had an R in my name, Kharmal, and the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur is just Khamul, if I remember correctly. So I don't know whether the name was in use or whether it was just prohibited on lore grounds. Keepy, Wing Under the Mountain is one. I can't remember the I assume that's meant to be Ministerial one. I guess you're talking about the chicken quests. And then last bit to get me back up to date on the chat. Leo, I'm attempting to run there and back again, where I have to go all the way to the Vales of the Anduin. So, trying to think the ways you could go there now, because you can cross the Misty Mountains in so many places these days. Before, you would have had to go through the Gap of Rohan. I'm pretty sure you can cross the Misty Mountains region now. I'm not going to stop to check just because I'm on the clock, but I'm sure you can get across to the east side from the Misty Mountains, and I'm sure you can now also go across from Angmar into Gundabad. So you've got a couple of options there. Find a wild beehive before it salve dries. Yep, got that. Right, bring it back without aggroing a bear. And take it to Polo Proudfoot, who hopefully is just on the road up here. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. There we go. So I've reclaimed some wild bees.
Oh, gracious me!
That new hive will do nicely. I'll just give the bees a while to get used to their new home. In the meantime, please take this reward. You deserve it. So we can have a light armor helm, but we're a heavy armor class, a light armor cloak, medium boots, or a heavy chest piece. So the heavy chest piece is an upgrade, pretty much double the armor value and some might. So I'll take that. I'll equip it. We have a ding to level 12, but no trade point this time. You have a quest ring, but you won't talk to me. Come on, are you going to give me a quest after you finish talking? No? Okay, well, screw you then. Mount back up. The ring on the map is a bug. A bug in LOTRO? No! Surely not. Right, we're going back to Hobbiton. So we've got our Slug Slayer deed on the tracker. What other hand-ins have we still got to do? So that one is in Mickle Delving, that's in Needlehole, that's in Woodhall. The Dwarf Barrel's up north above Overhill, so we can probably put that one on the tracker now. Last of the Fireworks is back at Mickle Delving. That's to go speak to the Breetown Mayor. And that's to go to the Quarry. So yeah, just these four I think we'll have on the tracker for now. We needed to speak to Robin Smallburrow.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Ovo Broadbelt was right to be concerned. I've already had reports of dangerous spiders seen in the Bindbol Wood, north and northwest of Overhill. I think I'm going to need to send you to look into this problem. Try to kill as many of the spiders as you can, but also explore the north end of the woods and see if you can find their nest. Folks say these are monstrously large spiders, so I'd be careful if I were you. So back outside, mount up, and we're going to go north back to Overhill now. So there's two separate places we can kind of go up there. Shohan, well, I've got to go. Wanted to thank you again for the incredible content you've posted, Bal. Was really happy to help you. Really happy you decided to post again. We'll catch you all on the next stream. Thank you again for joining us, Shohan, and we'll see you next time. So, up, over. And we can defeat spiders technically anywhere in the Binball Wood. So I might find a couple as we're kind of going through the town. Monstrously large equals almost as tall as a peanut, says Keepy. Yeah, it's true. These spiders are pretty tame compared to many of the ones we see later in the game. So anywhere around here, if we see a spider. I mean, they call this a wood. I mean, it's quite open, to be fair. Little weaver here. Might as well kill you. I mean, yeah, they are the size of a hobbit, but hobbits are not necessarily that big anyway. So I've just noticed as well, we've actually got a new skill. What's this? We've got a new deed, Spider Slayer. So, knee strike. You bring your knee up in a sudden strike. Does a nice bit of damage. It applies a run speed debuff for 15 seconds, and it's got a 10-second cooldown, so we can permanently keep up a run speed debuff. But again, it is a melee attack. That is a pig, not a spider. Observation of the year, I know. A couple of bits of yarrow root we can use to make some dyes. Might as well pick those up. I might have to see if I can visit a training dummy at some point, because fighting a lot of these mobs, they die pretty quick. Which is not a bad thing, but it does mean that I can't really test out my new animations on my new skills. I was taught as Peanut, the character, not a Peanut. Peanut being one of our player characters that was in our D&D campaign. That is another pig. Where am I going from here? West. Yeah, I wonder where the spiders could be. Could it possibly be in this huge webbed area up here? Bit of a giveaway. So over here, we've got a Spider Slayer deed. So this isn't too bad an area for doing spiders. But I would say the best place if you want to farm spiders for your Spider Slayer deed is going to be the quarry in Scary. Just because there's a lot more and they seem to respawn quite quick as well up there. So murder all these. Take that off the tracker. Right, so we're looking for the dwarf barrel, which I seem to have gone past. It's over by the pillar. Right, let's give a knee strike to this one. So I do a little knee strike animation. I could jump up and knee him in the face. Donk. Damage is feeling pretty good though at the minute, considering I'm just using a lot of the starter gear I had. Right, let's mount up. So the next one is the Lucky Slingstone. Keepy. Oak Barton is another good area if wanting to avoid low levels doing quests, in your opinion. Yeah, there's a couple of different places. Should be able to take a turn left. I think there's like a little camp we can go into up here. Oh, there's a lot of bears. Is it a camp? No, it's just a bear den. I'll tell you what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the one that's north of the marshes, the camp, where there is a troll. Is this what I'm after? Don't know. There's something sparkly. Gonna dismount and start killing stuff because I've probably aggroed a whole train through the camp. Here they come. Kill the babies. No witnesses. flank the big bear. Right. I mean, there's glowing, but there's nothing actually here. I'm going to go further northeast. Up this hill, I guess. Yep, roughly the right direction. There we go, there's the deer corpse. I keep forgetting to do the opening first strike. Probably should do that more often. So loot this. There we go. So all these quests are complete. So if we go back to Overhill now for the hand-in, we should have a couple of things to do.